thanks for tuning in to another episode of SportsLine. We've got plenty of exciting game recaps to cover as the field hockey team inches closer to winning a record.
We are also excited to give you a deeper look into the LaSalle Ice Hockey Club team as they prepare to start their season this weekend.
That's right, Brendan. But first, let's catch up on what went down this past week for the fall athletes. The men's golf team competed at the Rutgers Invitational in Piscataway, New Jersey on Friday, September 19th and Saturday, September 20th. Leading the way for the Explorers were sophomores PJ Uncierno and Joe Markman. Uncierno finished 13th in the 95-player field by setting his new personal best 54-hole score over 3 over par. Markman came up big as well with his own collegiate best, 72 in the final round of the Invitational. He shot 13 over par and tied for 44th place in the tournament. As a team, the Explorers showed consistency through each round of the Rutgers Invitational. They were able to tie for 12th in the 18-team field and were only 5 shots away from finishing in 9th place.
On Friday, September 19th, the women's volleyball team took a short bus ride into Center City and stopped at the Palestra for the weekend's Big Five tournament at UPenn. In set 1 of their bout with the Temple Owls, LaSalle had an early lead, but that was quickly extinguished by the Owl offense, who went on to win 25-11. In set 2, the Explorers trailed 7-2 until a Laura Kohlmeyer kill tied the set at 9. LaSalle then managed to take an 11-10 lead before Temple regained their composure and pulled away, eventually winning the set 25-14. The third set was much closer as the blue and gold battled to keep it close. However, it wasn't enough as Temple won the set 25-22.
On Saturday, the volleyball team had 2 Big Five rivals to take care of in the Pennsylvania Quakers and the Villanova Wildcats. In their first game against UPenn, LaSalle lost in 4 sets, with their only set victory coming in the second set, 25-22. The Explorers lost sets 1 and 3 by the same score of 26-24, but were steadily handled by the Quakers in the final set, losing 25-10. Kelly Perillo added 14 kills to her season stat sheet, while Jennifer Whelan added 10 of her own. Erin Naga and freshman Brianna Davis each finished the 1 o'clock match with 11 digs.
In their second game of the doubleheader and their final game of the tournament, the Explorers hoped to snap their 3-game losing streak and salvage a victory. Unfortunately, the Villanova Wildcats had other plans for the Blue and Gold and capped off LaSalle's miserable weekend. The Explorers dropped sets 1 and 2 by a combined margin of 15 points before making things interesting in set 3, where they won 25-21. In set 4, the Explorers jumped out to a 6-4 lead thanks to an Ashley Felton kill. However, Villanova was not deterred in their mission to spoil the local rivals' weekend as they won the match with a set. They won match set 4 victory, 25-17, With their 4th consecutive loss, the volleyball team is now 6-10 on the season.
The LaSalle Ice Hockey Club team had a scrimmage on Saturday, September 20th against the University of Pennsylvania. In the first outing on the ice as a team, the Explorers rallied behind goalie John Kenny to secure the 4-3 victory. Kenny faced 50 shots in the matchup, recording 40-some saves. The game came down to the wire as Penn pulled their goalie for an extra offensive player to try and defeat the Explorers. LaSalle capitalized in the last 20 seconds and made the Quakers regret their decision to leave the cage empty as they scored a goal to steal the victory.
Well, with this exciting win at their backs, we spoke with a member of the hockey team to gauge the upcoming season and learn more about the club team that flies under the radar here on campus. We send it over to Jacob Smolinski, who sat down with the team's assistant coach. Take a look.
Hi, welcome to On the Sidelines. I'm your host, Jacob Smolinski, and I'm sitting here with Nick Bramante,
Pleasure to be here.
assistant coach of LaSalle Club Ice Hockey.
Yep.
All right, tell us, what does your job entail?
Well, I actually came to my position in a weird way. I came in this year as the director of player development, and about 2 weeks before the season started, the defensive coach, our main assistant coach, got a job in Manhattan and he left. So I kind of just got a promotion. So I'm kind of doing 2 things at once. I'm kind of helping the younger guys develop into mature hockey players, as well as running the defense. So it's a bit complicated, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
So it's like the right place, right time sort of thing.
Basically, yeah.
And so how long have you been playing hockey?
I played hockey for 17 years before I got injured. And then I've also, this isn't my first time coaching, I helped out a little bit last year, rehabbing from my injury, and once I found out I wasn't able to come back, I decided to coach again. But previously, when I was about 17 and 18 years old, I was coaching as well. So coaching isn't a new thing for me. So I've been playing and coaching for more years than I've actually been alive.
Oh my gosh. Well, especially with like LaSalle Club Ice Hockey then, did you get the chance to play on the team though?
Yeah, I played all freshman year, and then I played about 4 or 5 games into my sophomore year before I got injured, and then I was forced to medically retire, as my doctor would call it.
So what exactly happened with that?
Just too many concussions, you know. When you get hit in the head so many times, you know, your brain can only take so much.
And just sliding into the boards.
Yeah,
you know,
well, actually, this one was an off the ice accident.
Shoot.
It was pretty bad. It was not the way I wanted to go out, not the way I envisioned my career to end. But, you know.
But yeah, you're getting a chance to.
Open up a new door to coaching, and I love what I do.
That's awesome. And so a lot of people, they don't know exactly where does ice hockey practice. There isn't like a rink on the campus. We're not playing pond hockey somewhere.
Nah, I wish. I wish it was cold enough to play pond hockey all year round. But unfortunately, we don't have a rink on campus. We have to go to the Northeast Philly Skate Zone. It's an affiliation with the Flyer Skate Zone. It's about 30 minutes down the boulevard, down Red Line Road. That's where we practice and our home games are. I wish we could practice a little bit closer, play a little bit closer. We have some late practices during the week, but we make do.
Yeah, I know because back where I'm from Buffalo, New York, and we have so many people that are playing hockey. Everybody has to make that commute for the just the practices, and that's just killer. And I know like you guys practice at like 9 and 11 o'clock at night?
Well, Tuesday nights we practice at 10 o'clock. Thursdays we got it a little easier. We practice at 9.
Okay.
It's pretty late. Us hockey players, we're used to it. Growing up, I mean, when you're younger, our practices are like, and games are like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning on weekends. And now that we're older, the games are later, you know, 9, 10 o'clock. Practices are like 9, 10 o'clock. So it's something we're used to. It's nothing new.
All right, so now you got to talk about the team, though.
Okay.
So last year, I know you guys came off to a really, really good start, beating like Princeton and what was others?
I believe it was Bucknell.
Yeah, Bucknell. Yeah. So what are your guys' goals for this season?
Well, just like last year, we want to come out with a good start, but we also want to finish good as well. I mean, we came out great last year, and then there was some in-house controversy, I guess we could put it, and we kind of got away from our goals as a team. And we didn't really do as well as we wanted. But this year, we have a different mindset. We have a nice group of young freshmen. We got 9 freshmen this year, which is big for, you know, a club sport. 9 effective freshmen as well. So I'm excited for this year. I think with our youth, that could help with our, you know, our core guys, and we could, you know, put together a nice run.
Oh, definitely. And so, who are some standout players to look out for on the ice?
Well, we have senior center Mike Thompson. He's probably our best player. He came in as a freshman with me, so I got to play with him a little bit, and he's phenomenal. He's been top 5 in scoring all 3 years that he's been here. He'll probably finish top 2 this year if everything goes as planned. We got Christian Gregory, who's our second line center. He's a senior. That kid, he's a mucker grinder type of player. You know, you don't want to get caught with your head down around him. Brian King, who you might be familiar with, he's down here quite often.
The name sounds very familiar.
He's you know, a true defenseman for us. He can help us both offensively and defensively. And also we got Stephen Cooney-Ragione, who is he's a winger on Mike Thompson's line. He's a junior. He's also one of our top point producers and overall, you know, leaders. He's one of our leaders for the future.
Awesome. And I know you guys do have a big City 6 tournament coming up?
Yeah, this weekend, the 26th or the 28th. It's the first annual City 6 tournament. It was organized by Drexel and UPenn mainly, and it's going to be Drexel, UPenn, you know, Nova, St. Joe's, Temple, and us. We play Temple on Friday. That's going to be a tough game. We haven't played Temple in my 4 years of being here.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be challenging, but we had a scrimmage game against UPenn this past weekend. We came out. We looked pretty good. We ended up with the win, so that's important. It was good for our guys, and it was good that, you know, the freshmen got in some gameplay before the tournament.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, for my final question, because I am from Buffalo, New York, and I did just mention pond hockey.
Yes.
One of my favorite pastimes when I'm back home is, you know, shoot the puck around on the ice, you know? Have you ever played like full out pond hockey?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah,
perfect.
I mean, whenever there's a pond, there's hockey to be played.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. I mean, that's the only way you can actually really spend a winter.
Yeah, that's the best way to.
From the ponds to the stadiums, now to coaching.
Yeah.
We're here at Nick Bramante. And so thank you guys for tuning in to On the Sidelines with Jacob Smolinski, SportsLine. Back to you guys.
From the ice to the turf, the women's field hockey team is on a tear after dropping their first 3 games of the season. Field hockey correspondent Cody Barr has the recap.
Unlike in years past, the Explorers began A-10 play early in the season, taking on conference newbie Davidson College. The Explorers struck first, netting a goal in the 17th minute with sophomore Devin Morocco off an assist by Colleen Kempf. LaSalle held the shutout into halftime.
We did a really nice job of stepping up as a unit. We were playing on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. I think we were making smart decisions when we actually came up with the ball in our defensive end, possessing the ball, and then just our midfielders and our forwards making good decisions, either lead balls or just looking to receive and release. So I think that we did a really nice job of possessing the ball in the first half.
10 minutes into the second half, rookie Kendall Kreider knocked in an insurance goal as she tipped a shot by Morocco. With less than 5 minutes left in regulation, Davidson upped the ante as LaSalle's defense was breaking down.
Yeah, I think it was just really, a lot of it was just the focus on the small things. I think just doing the simple, making sure that we continued to possess the ball like we did in the first half, capitalizing on opportunities inside our attacking circle. And then just defensively, we just had a couple of breakdowns. We just weren't playing disciplined individual defense. We were swinging a little bit, but for the most part, I think that we did a pretty decent job in the second half.
LaSalle surrendered the shutout with less than 2 minutes left. Keeper Rachel Hartman ended the game with 5 saves, boosting her season total to 48. Weighing heavily on the Explorers' minds, however, is a hand injury sustained by defensive powerhouse Olivia Lehman.
Lehman was in a position defensively. Davidson came in, an attacker came in and had a high stick and tried to play the ball down, and unfortunately it hit her thumb. I think we'll see how she comes out of this. She's going to go see the trainer today, and then we'll see how we can prepare with or without her.
The Explorers enter A-10 play with a win, already improving upon last season.
It's huge. Obviously, being 1-0 in the first week of conference is always huge. It's great momentum going into Lock Haven on Friday, and it's great momentum just obviously going into the rest of the A-10 play.
Switching gears, the men's tennis team took a quick ride over to the main line to take part in the St. Joe's Invitational this weekend. 5 players took the court in singles play, but only senior Tom McLeod secured a victory in a match against a sophomore from Loyola, taking 2 sets to 1. McLeod teamed up with Deshaun Fennell in doubles play again defeating a pair from Loyola. The team of Brian Balico and Mark Robinson were unable to overcome Boston University in their doubles match.
Hoping to secure their first victory of the season, the men's soccer team took on the Stetson Hatters at McCarthy Stadium on Sunday. We send it over to our newest reporter, Anna Gomez, who is making her SportsLine debut. Take it away, Anna.
On Sunday, September 21st, LaSalle men's soccer took to McCarthy Stadium in hopes that they could score their first victory of the season against the Stetson Hatters. A crowd of family, friends, and faculty joined as the game began. The first half saw a deadlock between LaSalle and Stetson after an early score by the Hatters that set the Explorers behind. Each team was battling hard with junior Joe Farrell trying to organize communication on the field. As the end of the first half was nearing, the Explorers started to pick up momentum. Number 19, George Breslin, scored in a free kick with seconds to go in the first half. As the second half commenced, LaSalle was a strong force with a renewed energy. Joe Farrell in the 51st minute scored another goal, adding to the building excitement. Even after giving up a second goal soon after, the Explorers maintained their energy with support from the crowd. The tension was thick as we approached the end of the game. But LaSalle was not getting complacent. With both teams taking shot at goal, everyone on and off the field was feeling pressure. With 2 minutes left to go in the second half, number 6, Matt Robinson, fired a shot into goal, giving the Explorers a 3-2 lead. LaSalle maintained the lead in the final seconds, delivering an intense but sweet victory to the players and fans. Highlights include George Breslin's first career goal and Nick Becker's free kick to Farrell, who scored LaSalle's second goal of the game. Congratulations to the team, and hopefully this is an indication of how the rest of the season plays out.
Looking to keep their newfound confidence alive, the Explorers took on the Bucknell Bison at home on Tuesday, September 23rd. Unlike their last contest, there was less offensive action. The lone goal in the game came from captain Joe Farrell just 2 minutes into the second half as he capitalized on a frenzy outside of the Bucknell net. On top of the win, LaSalle goalkeeper Mike Kirk recorded his first ever shutout as a collegiate athlete. Kirk had 7 saves on the night, including a highlight reel save in the 39th minute of the contest.
LaSalle women's soccer team was challenged on the field this past weekend. Their troubles began in Morgantown, Virginia against West Virginia University Friday night. Ranked 21st in the nation, WVU applied pressure early on and went into halftime winning 4-1. The lone Explorer goal came off the foot of veteran Kelsey Haycock, whose 5th goal of the season was assisted by Norwegian rookie Kristen Hogstand. After a goalkeeper substitution during the half, the Explorers were able to hold back. The WVU offense, Larissa Zambelli, made her first collegiate appearance for the Explorers and saved 6 shots. Unfortunately, the good news ends there as LaSalle was incapable of converting on offense and fell 4-1 for their 3rd loss of the year.
The ladies returned to Philadelphia on Sunday in time to face city rival Temple at McCarthy Stadium. Madison Elliott had the coverage. Take a look.
The women's soccer team competed against crosstown rival Temple on Sunday, September 21st. It was a back-and-forth battle as each team fought to keep the ball, not letting pressure up once. Senior Kelsey Haycock scored the first goal of the game in the 26th minute, giving the ladies the lead and also setting the program record for career points at 114. The rest of the half consisted of each team getting to the end of the field to score, but it was at a standstill. The first half ended at 1-0 Explorers. In the second half, Temple fought back, tying the score at 1-1 in the 65th minute. Jessica Kagan came back and scored a goal to break the tie once more in the 78th minute. She dribbled past the keeper after a feed from Catherine Hennessy and scored on an open net. The Explorers had the win in their hands until Temple came back in the 80th minute unexpectedly, tying the score at 2-3. The Explorers were forced into overtime and were fighting to win. Kagan again scored for the ladies with the game-winning goal, leaving the score 3-2 LaSalle.
We're going to take a quick intermission, but when we return, Steve Graham joins us to talk about some of the headlines that came out of last week's performances, so stay tuned.
Hungry for LaSalle TV? Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our Twitter. And continue watching LaSalle TV.
Hey fellow TV viewers, are you bored? Are you tired of the same old shows? Having thousands of channels to watch, but there's nothing there? Tired of sitting by yourself on your old mama's striped couch? Sitting in your room by yourself, watching someone who resembles your grandfather? Yeah, I know. I used to be just like you. By now, all hope is lost. You're flipping through channels, wondering what to watch. Boring, 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 boring. Wait, what's this? LaSalle TV. It's new, it's bold, it's great, it's not your ordinary TV.
Welcome back. Steve Graham joins us now at the desk for this week's Exploring Headlines. Take it away, Steve.
Thanks, Brendan. Let's get to it. LaSalle's field hockey team is no stranger to success this season, as yet another player has been awarded a weekly honor. Freshman Kendall Kreider has named was named Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week, one of the many new prospects that the Explorers added this past offseason. Kreider has scored 2 goals in the last 3 games, all of which were won by LaSalle. Kreider is the second consecutive Explorer to earn this honor after Sophie Lazowski was named last week. Keeping with the field hockey team, sophomore goalie Rachel Hartman holds a pretty prestigious spot in the NCAA rankings. The first-year starter is currently ranked 2nd in the nation in average saves per game. Hartman has faced 97 shots and saved 48 in her 6 games of service, giving her an impressive average of 8 saves per game. Well, the inevitable finally happened this past Sunday. Women's soccer star Kelsey Haycock is now the official record holder for the school's all-time points held. The senior player made her 114th point against Temple to open the 3-2 victory over the Owls. This puts Haycock ahead of Amy Schneider, who graduated in 2013. Another impressive stat is Haycock's 29 assists. She needs only 5 more to take that record as well. Haycock's presence on the field has certainly been a spectacle, but the team as a whole has been taking the Atlantic 10 by storm this season. The NSCAA has taken notice and named the LaSalle women's soccer team the top program in the Mid-Atlantic region for their string of games in the past week. Other notable teams include Rhode Island at number 3 and Temple at number 7. And finally, last season, we reported on the Victory Scholarship and the Sports Changes Lives Foundation. We are pleased to report that LaSalle graduate Jess Cosey of the women's basketball team has been awarded this scholarship after graduating last May with a degree in accounting. Cosey will continue her post-grad play in Ireland while working towards her master's in business at the Institute of Technology, Carlisle. She will also play a big part in the Sports Changes Life Foundation's outreach programs in teaching disabled and at-risk children how to play basketball. Congratulations to Jess. That does it for Explorers Headlines. Back to you guys.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. We appreciate you coming on. So we are going to take another quick break, but when we return, Audrey Brush will be coming to you with this week's Marquee matchup. Stay tuned.
In LaSalle University's Communication Department, students learn to think and do.
Every semester, communication students create and implement public relations plans for local nonprofit organizations.
And journalism students produce Germantown Beat, an online news source for the local community.
It's great that we can apply what we learn in the classroom in our community.
Philadelphia is the nation's 4th largest media market and has 4 major sports teams.
Being in a major media market allows us to gain great professional experience through internships and co-ops.
The Communication Center is home to the university's cable station.
LaSalle TV reaches over 350,000 homes in Philadelphia and airs mostly student-produced programming.
Our communication department is ranked in the top 10 in North America for relational communication research.
But keeping with the tradition of the De La Salle Christian Brothers, teaching students comes first.
Think, do, with LaSalle Communication. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Marquee Matchup. I'm Audrey Brush. The LaSalle ice hockey team began their season this past weekend as they faced off against University of Pennsylvania in a scrimmage. They outplayed the Quakers and came out with a win, giving them the necessary confidence to defeat the Temple Owls this Friday, the 26th. I caught up with one of the players, Jared Stern, after the scrimmage, and he said the team is mentally prepared and focused, ready to play smart and give their full efforts at all times. Let's take a look at a player that we look forward to see shine on the ice. The goalie John Kenny is en route to have another outstanding showing on Friday in the scrimmage. The freshman standout faced 51 pen shots and gave up 3 goals in the 4-3 victory. So if you do the math, he notched an impressive 48 saves. Kenny isn't a stranger to the ice, however. The rookie played all through high school and was a member of the Blazers, a club hockey team that consistently dominates the Delaware Valley Hockey League.
The ice hockey team has struggled in the past few years coming together as a team. There are no internal issues, but there are strong personalities that the squad takes matters into their own hands when the team falls behind. Not everyone needs to be a hero. In order to come out on top, the hockey team needs to leave the individual personalities on the bench and play together on the ice as a team, supporting one another from the get-go. The Explorers also need to come out hard. Temple is fresh off an 8-0 shutout against Kutztown and ready to hit the ground running. Owl Brady O'Donnell scored for Temple in the first minute of the play, but the city rival takes no time to get acclimated on the ice. To combat this, the Explorers need to mirror the intensity Temple is clearly going to bring from the first whistle. Well, that does it for this week's Marquee matchup. Make sure to check out the men's ice hockey club team as they take on the Temple Owls in the first ever City 6 tournament this weekend at 6 p.m. I'm Audrey Brush. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Explorers.
Hungry for LaSalle TV? Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our Twitter. And continue watching LaSalle TV.
Well, that just about wraps it up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Marquee matchup, make sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Be sure to keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by following us on Twitter at SportsLine LTV. We post game updates and sneak peeks into the upcoming show.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions about the show on either website.
For Madison, Steve, and our entire SportsLine team, I'm Brendan Rigney. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the game.